Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my young friends. I address my young friends especially in this particular episode, but at the same time, all my other respected elders and brothers and sisters. We have been fortunate to have been blessed by an Imam, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, who is the master of our times, as we all agree, who is looking after the entire system of the universe, as we all agree. But I'm sure most of you, as I did too in our youth, were, when we were told about the existence of an Imam who is in Ghaibat, we had a few questions in our mind as to about an unseen Imam. How is he going to guide us? How is he going to rule the world? How do we approach him when we are in difficulty? For that particular reason, we are again blessed by the sayings of the Imams, and which has been encapsulated in books such as these, which is right in front of me, called Kamaluddin wa Tamaamun, authored by a very intelligent person. All of us know him, Shaykh As-Sadooq alayhi rahmah, who has attempted to answer most of the questions which are rotating in our heads, try to remove as many doubts as possible. And we shall try and understand through the summary of this book as to what goes on in the minds of young people as such. What are the questions which flood their minds? This particular chapter, we are continuing with part 2, where the author is speaking about the necessity of an Imam in every age. We shall go through a tradition where Shaykh As-Sadooq alayhi rahmah has recorded this tradition from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, which is as follows, where the Imam alayhi salam says, Allah the Mighty and Sublime certainly does not leave the earth without an Imam. If it had not been thus, the truth would not have been distinguished from falsehood. We've heard this many times. We've heard this in majalis, we've heard this from scholars, we've heard this in discussions. Let us try and understand a little more about what the author is trying to tell us in this particular book. The author has picked up the famous debate between Hisham bin Hakam alayhi rahmah, who was a young person at that time, as we all know, with Amr ibn Ubaid on the necessity of the Imam. Now we are going to discuss, going through that particular conversation, the dialogue between Hisham and Amr, where Hisham ibn Hakam alayhi rahmah asked Amr about the role of the different body parts. He asked Amr, do you have a heart, which is the seat of the soul and perception? Amr replied, yes, of course. Hisham said, what do you do with it? Whereas Amr replied that I discriminate with it whatever is presented to the parts of my body and my senses. Hisham continued with the question and asked him again, are you not with these parts of your body without need of your heart, which is the soul, the seat of the soul, as we discussed? Amr replied, no. Hisham again questioned, how can this be when they are quite sound and healthy? Amr replied, O my son, when the parts of the body doubt regarding anything which it smelt, tasted or heard, they refer it to the heart to remove the doubt and replace it with certainty. Hisham alayhi rahmah then argued that the Almighty, who has not left this body without a guide and Imam in the form of the subtle heart, can he leave the universe without an Imam and guide? This conclusively proved the necessity of an Imam, and rightly so left Amr speechless. Shaykh Sadooq alayhi rahmah concludes in this episode, in this chapter, where he says that the heart over here does not stand for a lump of our flesh, because by itself it is of no use to the organs of the body. It actually denotes that subtle heart that the Almighty Allah has placed in this piece of flesh. It is something that neither vision perceives it nor can it be touched or obtained. Its existence can be perceived only from the fact that through it one can distinguish between right and wrong and get control of the other physical organs. And the absence of this important organ will definitely subject the whole system of the body into disarray. Just as this subtle element is powerful enough to control the physical organs in the same way as the hidden Imam or the divine proof, just as this subtle element is powerful enough to control the physical organs, in the same way, the hidden Imam or the divine proof that is in occultation is sufficient to ensure the guidance and proper control of the creatures of the world. May the Almighty Allah protect our Imam alayhi salam in his occultation. May that day come soon when the regulator of this universe comes out from his occultation and we get the good fortune of looking at his holy visage. Khuda Hafiz. Thank you. Till the next episode.